Hello and welcome once again to the Dublo Railway. You could be forgiven for a spot of deja vu here, but hopefully you can hear something in the background which will hove into view fairly soon. I thought that as we had some tin plate wagons out that we would take a look at those today. So we've just had a little consist go through the station at the south end of the layout, and it's now heading along the bridge, and we'll be coming back up the incline and over this bridge in a moment. You'll just see it come into view now, hopefully. There we are. Ignore the Kobo. We're going to concentrate on some of the older Dublo items, the tin plate wagons. So let's get into that. And from approximately where we were before, you can see all of these run by nice and slowly. And so here's a sweep of this train sitting on the bridge over the lower main lines. You can see all of the rolling stock that's there. It's quite a heavy train, so I've decided to haul it with a Kobo. That was my reasoning. Every single axle box on this set, in fact all the axle boxes on my tin plate coaches and wagons that have metal wheels, they've all been oiled, but even so it's quite a weight and it does need some pulling power. Just coming into view now and around the north end of the layout, you can see everything there. And this is a shot across the layout, and we'll just follow the train around the south end of the layout, and you'll see it work its way up this incline. So here we go. It's actually working now. It's crested the incline, or at least the locomotive has, and you can see it speeding up and away. Now those of you who've endured my videos before will be familiar with this shot or something like it. Now normally when I am running something on the upper level of this layout, I use this controller. But what I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to move this train from the upper level to the lower level of the layout, and in order to do that I need to switch to this controller. And what that does is it sends power to both the upper level and the inner circuit of the lower level, and power from this is completely switched off. Now how I achieve that is with this series of switches here, and this switch, let's get this in focus, this switch controls the upper circuit only. This switch, the upper circuit and the outer line, and this one here that you see switched to on is the upper circuit. And if you can just see there where the points are in the center of this shot, that's the inner circuit on the lower line, and that is all controlled from one controller. And so all is quiet for the moment. This train is stopped so that I can reset this set of points. Now this set of points determines whether this train continues around the upper circuit, which heads off in that direction, or whether it heads down this track and winds up on the lower level of this layout. So I'll just set that point. In fact, it's 2 points that get set, because if this point is set to straight, I want this point set to send any train around here. So hopefully I can get both of these in shot. I think you've seen these on a previous video, but there we are. Okay, that is done. Now, all going well, the plan is to send this train straight and have it head down the incline. I've just stopped it there, and I'll pop around to the other side of the layout and just get a shot of what it looks like. So this is the line that you don't see getting used terribly much. I think I've featured it in one other video, but there's that train heading for the lower level of the layout, and it's going to wind up on one of the two tracks that you can see at the bottom of this frame. Now, what it has to do is it has to pass under that bridge, which is why on the upper level of the layout there is a slight incline before that bridge, so that everything would clear that. And then it heads around the south end of the layout and under the improbable bridges. And all going well, it will come out of the tunnel that you see there on the inner line. And here we go. Now this is successfully running along the lower level of this layout. There we go. And again, here's a panning shot of it on the lower level of this layout. And you can see that I chose quite a cross section of wagons to put on here. A little bit of everything. And as I say, this is quite a heavy train, so I had to find something with the requisite pulling power to be able to run this and get it up and down inclines. But anyway, that's what it looks like. That's all Hornby Dublo Tinplate, and I think that apart from the wonderful heavy die-cast engines that you used to be able to buy from Hornby Dublo, that these are real gems. They're really, really cleverly made, and the thought that went into something, say, such as that is just incredible. And we're working, but we're doing it. There we go. There we are at the top of the incline and heading off down along the bridges. Now this set of points is still open, and that needs to be closed off. So if I sweep through here, just to give you an idea of where this train has been, it's now on the upper circuit, just doing loops. Off at the right hand side of the screen is the line down the incline, and I've placed the LMS N2, the improbable LMS N2, on the incline. So you can see the drop there. It's probably at the limit of what these things can handle. I think it's about 1/31. This incline, and not all of my engines like it. Below that, towards the left bottom of the screen, is one of my 4MTs. This is a resuscitated one, both body and chassis and motor. It was a mess when I got it. and a good friend of mine painted it up for me, and you can see we chose the running number 80056, which kind of fits in with Hornby Dublo. It's not a Hornby Dublo number, but it's very close. Anyway, those are the 3 levels that this train has been through, and that's how this train got from bottom to top and top to bottom. Now, a similar thing is capable on I'm capable of doing on my outer line, and in fact, if I wanted to, and this may be the subject of another video, I can move a train down the incline that you see, have it cross all of these mainline tracks, because I have points situated that can do that, as you can see there, for example. So I can get it from where that 4MT is sitting to right out here, and then take it from there up this incline, past everything that you see here, obviously, and this comes up, and this is where the Kobo was originally sitting with its train. So I can do that. I've never tried it because I imagine it entails a lot of derailments, but I think for the sake of art I shall have to give it a go one day. Now, just let this train run by. You'll notice it's without a brake. That's because I've taken a few wagons off here, and I thought that this might be a good point at which to finish. This is an unusual shot because the garage door is closed. You can see that in the background there. And what I thought I'd do is just take a representative sample of wagons off this train, and we could just look at them for a moment. So what you see here is on the left, brake wagon. Now that had a longer chassis than the other two. All of these were thought up and planned for by 1939, and you can see in some pre-war, certainly some pre-war drawings, and there are probably some examples out there of things that look like this. So these are all obviously post-war, and basically they came with a couple of chassis, and just consider the shading on the windows here. Just how clever is that? And these run beautifully. They're much less prone to derailing, I find, than ones with nylon wheels and axles. Much as I like the super detailed stuff and the the later things from Hornby Dublo, these will always be really special, because these are what I got first when I was going around to sales at the weekend, long before eBay, when you'd have to buy a box of stuff to get what you want. And I remember the day that I struck it lucky. I found a guy selling a box of Hornby Dublo wagons that he didn't want. I forget what I paid for it. I think I was a student at the time. I probably paid a great deal for it in my terms, and he was happy to be rid of them. And those things, 40 years later, are still running around this layout. Who knows? One of these might have been one of them. I think maybe the one on the right. Anyway, That's enough of my rambling. Thank you very much for watching this, and see you next time. Thanks again. Bye bye.